Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Thank you for stopping by this October. I am super excited to have you here. Before you leave, please go ahead and like this video, leave a comment down below on what you would like to see, any tips that you guys might have for me. Because as you will be able to tell, I am 100% a newbie, but I have found a way that I can make it work. I want to share that with you guys. But also subscribe to my channel because I put out all different types of content and there's bound to be something that you like. But as you guys can tell by everything that came before this is going to be an easy tutorial of a throat slash. So first and foremost, I do want to make sure you guys know this. I know the people who actually do this for a living, like Mikey, and she's the biggest one I know, but there's a bunch of them, and every single time they always tell you patch test, patch test, patch test. It's so important when you're working with new products, you need to patch test. Technically, I'm allergic to latex. I don't have a reaction, but that doesn't mean you won't. So let's get into it. Also, this is for guys and girls. I mean, anybody can really do this, but if you have long hair, pull it back. Because if you have ever had liquid latex stuck in your hair, you will understand that it is a pain in the butt to get out. So let's pull this all back so I can look like a bald child. The other things I have, you don't need this, but they help. I have a blow dryer. It's stuck under my thigh, but I have a blow dryer. This is to help kind of speed up the process in between applications. I have a spoon and I have a mug. This is so I can hold the liquid latex in something separate than the jar and apply it with a large spatula. I just don't have a large spatula. I have really small ones. Now what you will need is the liquid latex, some tissues that you can peel apart. You're going to need, I use Vaseline to add a little slice, and I'll show you guys how I do it because it helps me. This is just my little tweak to everything. And then you will need some stuff like I use scab blood and some paints, and I'll walk you through that as we go, and I'll try and leave a description down below of everything that I bought and where I got it. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. But all right, what I'm gonna do from the start, I'm gonna pour my liquid latex into this cup. So from what I've been told by a lot of people online is you have to shake your liquid latex before you pour it out because aerating it helps it, things settle. If I'm wrong, please tell me down below if I'm ruining my liquid latex. But just shake it up if that's what you're supposed to do. Now I use Monster Latex. I got this on Amazon. It does have kind of a, I don't know, fish manure smell, but it's not terrible. I pour a decent amount in the cup, but not a ton. You can add as you go. And then the next thing I do, make sure you close it because if you knock it over and get it on your carpet, it's gonna be a pain to get out. So I just take plain old Vaseline. Again, this is an optional step. I take a tiny, tiny bit. Look how small it is. And I apply it to where I want my slit to be because latex sticks to my skin like crazy. And I don't know that it's like this for other people because I notice like on the other videos I watch, they just peel it off really easily. But for me, nope, it sticks. So I put the liquid latex where I'm gonna want that slit to be. That way it lifts up a little bit for me and I can get my scissors under there. Next thing you're gonna do, take your tissues. This is just going to be very repetitive and I'm not gonna do it a bunch of times on camera for you, but I'll show you what to do and then you can go from there. So you're gonna slice up your tissues and you're gonna separate it. I already got latex on this one, don't worry, it's not a booger. You're gonna slice it up, make it into like kind of rough edges. And then, again, I'm sorry guys, this is my first time doing a tutorial like this, but I wanted to share it with you guys. You're gonna place it, and that Vaseline is gonna kind of help it stick. So place it on your neck, and then you're gonna take your latex and your spoon. I take the back of my spoon, and then I apply the latex over the tissue to help it start sticking. Now I'll speed this up for you guys for the first couple and then I'll do it on my own until I get to the thickness that I want. But this one's kind of the hardest one because you got to make it stick. And if you get latex anywhere else, like I just did, don't worry. There's going to be blood all over your chest anyways. So just make sure you put this down. And this is why we moved our hair back because we're pulling this back a little bit. Because we want that texture to really kind of blend in. Now it's not gonna be perfect, but this is for beginners. So it's a really easy, simple look. You can wear normal clothing and just add this. You can do some cute as hell makeup. You'll be fine. All right, so I got the first layer down. This is the hardest layer to do. Now I'm gonna take my blow dryer, I'm gonna take it on cool. I'm just gonna blow dry it, and then I'm gonna keep adding layers on top of that. All right, so it doesn't have to be perfectly dry, but it has to be dry enough that you know that this is going to stick, and when you apply latex again, it's not gonna start lifting up for you. So I make sure it's pretty dry. Now I'm going to keep doing this about 15 to 20 times until I get the desired thickness that I want. You can try and keep your sizes roughly the same. If you have really big gaps or differences, it's gonna kind of start lifting up. Just try and keep them the same, and then I'll check back in with you guys after I finish applying them all. But again, it's just cut it to, or rip it actually, because you want that funky edge, to the size you want. Apply it, put your latex, a thin layer, it doesn't have to be globby, and then quickly blow dry it until it's no longer tacky, and then put your next layer on. That's all you gotta do. I'll check back in with you guys. Alright guys, maybe I should turn off my Glam and Gore video that I'm watching. I am on the last strip that I'm about to put down. Once this is fully dry, this is where it needs to be fully dry before you start messing with it. We will go into the ripping the part where your neck is going to go, where the cut actually goes. So just make sure you do your final one. Again, you should not be globbing this on your skin. I think I ended up doing like 15 sheets. A couple times I just doubled them up and put them on. I'm lazy. I don't have all day, and most people don't. So just finish it up. Just make sure there's no like weird rough edges, because this is gonna get covered up by makeup, but we want it to still be pretty natural looking, but also like doesn't need to be professional. I'm gonna dry it completely and then I will be back. All right guys, so I am back obviously, and this is where I think it is going to be the most difficult part. This is where I struggle the most, and it's kind of the most painful part. So let me get my little sticky stick thing.
So I've seen other people do these types of videos, and they take like knives and shit to their face, and like that terrifies me. So I'm not going to do that, but what I am going to do is I put the Vaseline right about here. So let me just draw a quick little line. So that is where I want to cut. So I have just like a little sharp object. Some people take scissors, other people do whatever they want. Just do what you're comfortable with. I stabbed through, and now I'm going to take a less pointy side. I'm actually going to take this one. It's super dull, and it's not going to stab me. And I'm going to wiggle my way in there to kind of loosen everything up, so I can get scissors in there and cut a slice. Now, for those of you, if you're doing this as a follow along, you might regret not putting Vaseline in there. Should have done it. But yeah, so it's kind of gross. You can see it like wiggling in there. But that's about where I want my cut to end. I don't want it to be massive. So now, gonna take scissors. Be careful and cut this open. If you feel like you're gonna hit skin, stop what you're doing. Because the first time I did this, I nicked myself a little bit, not gonna lie. So please, please, please be careful. I don't want to be responsible for cut next. But you see that? You see that?
But okay, so as you can see, it's kind of opening up a little bit. I don't want it to be perfect though, because like this isn't Dexter or something. Like, just make it a little choppy. Alright, so I'm almost done cutting it. You might even cut it after you paint it, because you're gonna see some stuff that you like or that you don't like. But I want it to look like my head is like sliced all the way in, and that you can see the kind of gutty look to it. You do have the option of adding your foundation pre or post cut. I like to do it post cut. That's just how I am. So that should be good for now. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and take my foundation. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's not gonna match exactly, because matching latex to your skin is so difficult. I can't even, like, I don't know how people do it. It's crazy. But I have old brushes. I bought a set of like a bunch of brushes for $9.99 on Amazon. I am using those for like all of my painting and stuff, just because I don't want to mix my like nice brushes with any potentially still wet latex, because it will ruin your brushes. So I'm just gonna add this in just to try and get it close to skin color, but it has a tendency to turn orange, as you can see. But there will be blood, so don't worry. There are other prosthetics that will look better as far as skin goes, but this is one that needs some work. But it's, you know, a DIY. You can buy this stuff on Amazon. It can get there in 2 days and you'll be set. Or if you live in a place where Amazon will deliver for 1 day, I don't, then you'll be perfect. I'm gonna add a little bit more foundation, and then I'm actually gonna take a blow dryer to this so it dries up completely. But I'm adding a little bit of foundation to the skin around it. Again, it's not gonna be perfect, but I just wanna make sure that I get it as perfect as I can. So now we're gonna take the blow dryer just so this goes faster. Alright, so next I'm gonna go in with this Wet n Wild paint palette. It is in the neutrals shade, so it is a pain in the butt to open. I'm gonna go in with this darkest red right here, and I'm gonna put that on the inside because we wanna add some depth in there. So I'm just going in with like a regular brush. Again, I bought these for $9.99 on Amazon. My latex should be dry by now, but I'm not willing to risk my nice brushes on that. So I'm trying, this is my first time doing this on camera, so please bear with me. We're gonna pop it in there. Make sure you get it under the flaps, because you're gonna be walking around. You're not just gonna sit there and be like stationary all night, are you? If you are, why are you even going out? That's the question of the day. So make sure you get it all in the flaps, paint it all up, layer it up. It's okay if you get it on the edges here, because we're actually going to intentionally put it on the edges. And stretch your neck. Because hey, what if you're dancing and people see your cut opening up? You want to make sure that it's all nice and in there. Now I'm just going to very lightly run it along the edge here. Because again, it's bloody. If you get your neck sliced open, it's not going to be clean. It's not like you're drained from blood prior to the slicing. Guys, I've been watching a lot of Dexter lately. If you can't tell, I'm on season 4. Him and Rita just got married. And spoiler, I'm sorry if you haven't watched Dexter, but it's really good. And yeah, that's why I'm just talking about Dexter right now. But we're just going to add paint in there. This is kind of where you just get to have fun at this point. Next, I'm going to go in with this brush right here. This is an Eco Tools brush. It's kind of stipply, which I really like. It focused for a second. Kind of stipply, as you can see that. So now, I'm gonna go back in with that red. Don't worry about like transferring your colors. And I just want it on the tips there because it's gonna look a little splattery. We're gonna splatter it on and get it along the edges because this is gonna help add depth and hide where we put our edges. I mean, that's what you gotta do. And quite frankly, if this happened to you, the way your body decomposes, it's gonna look funky in that area where the slice happened. Now, I'm gonna actually go in with this brown color right here. Again, it's all about adding depth into everything. It's not gonna look perfect. Mine doesn't look perfect. And just pat it in. Some spots, I want this corner right here to be darker. So I'm gonna add darkness in there. But I want other spots to be a little more red. I'm gonna leave them a little more red. So, then what did I go in with last time? I'm gonna go back in with the red a little bit and dab along, because now you got a good blend of the two colors. Go along the cut. And if you have something like this, if you can see, I'll get closer to the camera, where it's separating up here, you can always go in with a little spatula of latex and reattach it. Don't get it on your phone like I almost just did. So I'm going to pop it back on there and I want to reattach it right there. So I'm going to let that dry real fast. Alright guys, so we are approaching the end. This typically, I mean, for normal, if I weren't trying to talk out loud, this would take me about 45 minutes to do. Also, I went in with this gray as well, just to add a little bit more to it. I wanted it to be a little more like I've been dead for a while, you know? So I'm done with this palette. I'm gonna put this away. Now this is what I consider the best part about FX makeup, and you guys are gonna think I'm absolutely insane, but I'm going in with some scab blood. This is the Ben Nye scab blood. I bought a small one to see how I liked it, and I love it, so I'm gonna buy more. But you know what I'm actually gonna do? Again, guys, this is just me doing this in front of you. I'm gonna cut a little bit more out of the center of my cut here, because I want it gaping, so it's like it's already just hanging out for me. Okay. So I'm gonna fix this really fast with my brushes. Alright, so as you can see, I went ahead and I covered all of the exposed tissue that came back out, so it's all nice and covered up again. But now's the best part. I'm gonna go in with this scab blood with one of my little spatulas. I love these guys. I bought them on Amazon as well. It's like a huge pack of them. You can get like pointy ones, you can get flat ones like this, and I'm gonna use this flat one. And as you can see, it's like jelly. So you're gonna just take globs out and you're gonna start putting them in there, because you want it to look wet and globby. You want it to be globby. You don't want it to be like a smooth line. There's gonna be some spots with more scab blood, and there's gonna be some spots with less scab blood. I should lean back a little more so you guys can see this. Just don't worry about it. Just get a little bit all over. Don't be afraid to turn your spatula different directions to try and get different patterns. I know people aren't going to be up close and personal looking at your scab, but if you're taking photos and stuff, it'll look really cool. And people will look at you like you're insane. Alright, so that is that. You can leave it like this, but what fun would that be? So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to go in with like liquidy blood. So let me grab that. So I am going to use this. It's vampire blood, looks and flows like real blood. Let me move my phone out of the way. If you're on carpet, move out of the way. And then it doesn't stain your skin, or at least it hasn't stained mine, and my skin is prone to that. So I'm gonna go back in with the same spatula, I'm just gonna start scooping it up. I'm gonna plopping it down. Because again, you want it to look wet. You want it to look creepy. And if you go like this, it's gonna help guide the blood down. And then I want this particular one to go down further. We're gonna guide it down a little more. Perfect. Keep going, just do this all over. Because if somebody's neck really was sliced open, it would not be clean cut. It would be nasty and bloody, and there would be blood all over the place. But we're not gonna go overboard. I mean, you can, I'm not. I'm just gonna do like a blood necklace type effect. Now when you're done with your blood, put the cap on it, because it will fall over. So that is everything, guys. So I know it's not perfect. Like I said, there are some funky edges, but with practice, it gets better, I swear. And this is one benefit, my females out there, when you have hair, you can put it down and help cover those weird edges. If you have light hair, be sure that you wash your hair the same night that if you get blood into it, because it stained mine a little bit and it took me a little bit of time to get it out. But this is it. I am obsessed with it. Sorry, this tutorial's kind of whack. It's my first one, but there's going to be more because I'm trying to get better at it. And I'm actually super passionate about this. I think it's so much fun. I think next time I'll have to bring my camera a little bit lower or a little bit closer to me. But let me get close to the camera here. Alright guys, so that is everything. I'm going to do a super quick wrap up because this video I think has gotten a little bit too long. So if you guys have any positive criticism or advice or any kinds of videos that you want to see or things that you want me to try, feel free to leave them down below. I love to hear that kind of stuff back. I am more than willing to get some, advice on how to do better, especially with edges. Edges are something that I'm really struggling with, and I would love to know how you guys hide yours. So yeah, subscribe, leave a comment down below, give this video a thumbs up. I put out all different types of content, and if you're into all things spooky, I think you'll like my channel. I do a lot of home stuff, I do a lot of spooky stuff. I'm just all over the place. That's just who I am as a person. So yeah, without further ado, I'm gonna let you guys go. Stay safe, stay spooky, and I will see you next time. Bye.